Hey there, welcome back to playthrough and tutorial for Modern Method for Guitar. I'm Tim Maynard, your host and guide through this little series here. Today we're going to take on C to C duet. And I got to say that duets are kind of my favorite part of this book. The reason why is that, when you're playing by yourself, if you make a mistake, you might think of going back to try to get a note that didn't come out as cleanly. But with a duet, you're forced to stay on target with the beat. You have somebody else playing there with you, and they're not going to stop because they didn't mess up the note. And it really gets you into playing music with other people, and I think that's really important. But this particular duet, we're going to use those chords that we learned in exercises 2, 3, and 4. So some good practice for learning those notes. One of the parts, the second guitar part, has some single note lines, and a lot of people start with that because that's most familiar, and they only have to read the one note to figure out where to put their fingers. So it's good practice for those chords. You'll probably find, if you look through it and sort of do a little study, that the first 8 bars get repeated at the end. And then the second 8 bars are nearly identical to the first 8 bars. And then in the sort of the middle 8, or the third group of 8, you're going to find that these parts just sort of swap between the first and the second guitar part. While it may look like a 2-page, 2-part exercise, a lot of the parts are the same. So once you learn the first 8 bars, the second 8 bars and the last 8 bars are pretty easy to follow. Likewise, for that third group of 8, you're just swapping parts, so it's pretty easy to manage. One of the things that I do in my lessons with students is that we play through this duet without stopping. We kind of put a repeat sign on the end of the piece. And what we do is that we go all the way through and then go back to the beginning, swap parts, and without stopping, play this whole thing through. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. And so I'm gonna, I'll mix it and sort of post, and sort of put these two parts on top of one another so that you can hear what it sounds like when the parts are played together. But I'm going to start with the first guitar. I'm going to play all the way through without stopping to the second guitar part, and you'll be able to play along. I'll count you in, and we can go from there. All right, let's get started. Now, one of the things that people find difficult is getting to the chords as quickly as they did the notes. And, as it happens, what you're doing is not only reading horizontally across the page, but you also have to read vertically for those, notes that are in the chord. That can be difficult, if you just learn these chords, of course. So what I suggest doing for my students is to, sort of shadow through the chords in preparation for doing, this duet. And so you might, just as you look at the notes in the duet, put your fingers on the chord that you're looking at, all right? And you need to go through this slowly because it's going to take a little time to recall, all right, which of these 3 notes that I'm playing, what strings are they on? Which fingers do I use? That kind of thing. And so just going through and just playing, not even strumming, just getting your fingers on the strings, so that in a way you're sort of practicing that sequence of how the fingers are going to move as you play through the song. And that can be really helpful, especially in this one, because there are so many repeated parts. All right, so here we go. I'm going to keep the click going in my headphones. I'm going to count to it so that you can hear the counting. And I'm going to play first guitar all the way through to the end. Repeat without stopping back to second guitar. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, C to C duet. So, what does it sound like together? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here it is. C to C duet. That's all it takes. You got to get your chords down for sure, but once they start rolling, these come a lot faster. And there's quite a few of them in the book, so I think that you'll enjoy playing these. See you next time.